Welcome back, or if this is your first time here, I'm so glad you're here. Today, I want to talk about accountability. For a lot of people, that word can feel really heavy. It can sound like pressure, like discipline, or like being really hard on yourself until something changes. But accountability doesn't have to hurt in order for it to work. If accountability feels heavy or uncomfortable, there's a reason for that. In many cases, pain can actually slow down the healing process. Most of us didn't learn accountability in a gentle way. We learned accountability through correction, being told to do better, stop reacting, try harder, or fix your behavior. And maybe that worked on the surface, but underneath, that often came with shame or tension or even fear of getting it wrong. So when something doesn't go the way we want, a reaction, a pattern, or even a choice, we tend to turn that harsh voice inward. And being hard on yourself can feel motivating at first because it creates urgency, it creates pressure. But pressure puts the nervous system into protection mode. And when your system feels threatened, it focuses on surviving, not learning. That's why shame can create short term change, but it rarely creates lasting change. But pressure isn't the same as accountability. It's more it's more awareness with responsibility. It sounds like I see what happened, or I understand why that makes sense, and I'm willing to stay present with it. Accountability asks, what can I learn from this? Rather than what's wrong with me. And this is where the nervous system matters. If it helps to have clarity before going any deeper, I have a free shadow work self assessment. The link is below. It's simply a way to notice your patterns, no fixing allowed. Change doesn't happen when we feel attacked. Change will happen when your nervous system feels safe enough to stay engaged. But when accountability feels curious and steady, your system can actually integrate new information. That's when patterns begin to shift. Not because you forced them to, but because you made a choice to understand them. So if something keeps repeating, it doesn't mean you're failing. It's because something hasn't been met yet with understanding, with safety, or with support. Accountability without cruelty says, I can be honest with myself without abandoning myself. This week, we're learning how to meet ourselves differently, with honesty and with kindness. If this resonated, I also have a video on what shadow work actually is and what it isn't. I will link it here. It's a good place to start. And in the next video, we'll talk about meeting the parts of you that you don't like without trying to change them. Because real accountability doesn't come from pressure, it comes from presence. And here's a reminder, you're allowed to be exactly where you are right now. With love and light.